Welcome to Chasing Gold, the 2025 Black Canyon edition. I'm your host, Schuyler Hall, bringing you alongside many of the top names you're going to see on course at the Black Canyon 100K happening on February 8th this year. Right now, super excited to be joined by Shea Aquilano. Shea, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Hey, can't complain. Can't complain. So we got an opening question for you that is sort of top of mind this time of year. And
Mhm.
so I want you to put your imagination cap on. It's contract season.
Yep.
So let's imagine you find yourself in an elevator with the head of your dream brand. It could be running related, not running related, whoever that might be. What is or potentially was your 30-second elevator pitch on why they should bet on you for 2025 and beyond?
Like who I would be in the elevator with, first of
You don't have to name who the brand would be unless you want to,
all.
but
Okay.
what would you pitch
Yeah.
yourself as to why we should invest in you?
Yeah. Well, I'm Shea Aquilano. I'm a 23-year-old ultra runner. I've been in the sport for about 5 to 6 years now, and yeah, super excited to keep grinding and see where I can go with this sport, and hoping to do well and be here for a long time.
Listen, here's the funny thing about Black Canyon specifically. You have more miles on this course in terms of like during the race than I'm pretty sure any of your competitors at this point. This will be your fifth running of
Yeah.
Black Canyon in a row.
Mhm.
So I guess my first question is why do you keep coming back? What's so special about Black Canyon and you're
Well,
like, yeah, bring it on.
yeah, I don't know. I feel like I should have a loyalty card for this race at this point. Um, but every year I'm still learning new things, and every year it's a completely different race. And I feel like I come into the race each time as a completely different runner too. So yeah, it's super exciting. Especially seeing how it changes year to year. That can be based on weather or things I've learned. Um, just over the course of my time on the course. But yeah, I'm still excited to see what else I have left out there for sure.
Yeah, I mean, Black Canyon is not the only course that you've excelled at. You had an 11th place at Canyons last year. You took first at the Jackson County 50-50 100K last year, and you have been on a world's team. So Black Canyon isn't the only place you shine, but it is a place that you have shined often. That first year, 1206. Uh,
Mhm.
for 20th place, and how times have changed since 2021. You have a course record, or excuse me, a course best for you of 908 when you took sixth place back in 2023. And then last year, another 15th place. What have you learned, as you alluded to, about this course and about just the changing race dynamics of Black Canyon?
Yeah, well, I mean, the course has changed a little bit last year. They added Deep Canyon Ranch. But I feel like just knowing the course super well at this point, I know where I can push. I know where I need to be a little bit more patient. I'm more aware of what my splits might be between aid stations, and have been trying to dial in my nutrition and hydration plan for that. So I think it's a lot of little pieces that end up coming together.
Talk to us a little bit about the splits because you do know this course so well. As you're preparing for this 2025 edition, are splits going to be sort of driving your race strategy, or are you more focused on heart rate, the folks that are running around you? What might be the dynamics at play, and how you decide to plan out your day?
Yeah, so I mean, I have a loose plan of around what I hope to do. I think this year is going to be a really, really fast year just based on the field depth, which is super, super cool. But ultimately, I think it comes down to effort and how I'm feeling on the day and just flowing with that effort level. It's very much like a balancing act of not overreaching while also staying in the hunt. So just trying to keep those in mind.
No, I mean that makes sense. So you also talked about the nutrition and the fueling side of it. Obviously, a lot has been made, especially over the last year, around fueling and sort of what you can pull off on course. Talk to me a little bit about how you've dialed in your nutrition. and sort of what that process has looked like for you.
Yeah, I mean, I think working with NAC, has been game changing for that. So I've found a plan that really works for me. I that's more of a recent occurrence. Previously, I was just kind of taking a willy nilly approach and just throwing things at the wall and hoping they would stick. But yeah, figuring out like grams per hour of carbs that and sodium concentration for me personally, has been huge.
So, as I mentioned, you've had some success both on this course at canyons, a variety of terrains and temperatures. Is there anything specifically, given the sort of cold start to warm finish that Black Canyon has, that is top of mind for you as you plan out your nutrition strategy?
Yeah, if it's a hotter year, just trying to be more mindful of taking in a little bit more water and salt. Although probably we'll keep it pretty consistent. The weather last year was a little bit cooler, like you mentioned, but I don't think that has a huge bearing on how much I'm going to change my plan. Just being a little bit more mindful based on the weather.
Makes perfect sense. So, I have to ask, we see you often at Black Canyon. I mean, literally, you've been on every single live stream that Aravaipa has ever put on at Black Canyon. So you early adopter, we appreciate you being out there. What has been the last 6 months for you? What have you been up to? How are you preparing for Black Canyon? Have you been doing tune-up races, or just like what's been going on in the background?
Yeah, well, honestly, I've basically changed everything about my running in the past 6 months. Moved to Boulder at the end of July in 2024 and used to live in Indiana, so just having access to trails and mountains has been absolutely incredible. And yeah, so I've been soaking up my time here, really grateful to be out in the mountains and, like you mentioned, did Jackson County 100K in December, and that was a great tune-up race as well. So yeah, just super, super stoked. It's been a really fun and rewarding build. Excited to see how it comes together.
For sure, as many of us are. In terms of this build, because you know this course so well and you've evolved so much as an athlete and you're in a new environment, has there been anything specifically around your training that you really wanted to key in on? You were like, I must implement this to be a better version of myself at Black Canyon this year?
Yeah, I mean, I think well, most of my training for the past 4 years has been on road just out of what I've had access to, so just having more trail specificity and getting in a little bit more, like, downhill
Mhm.
legs, and then also targeting downhills at the beginning of long runs, and then hillier sections towards the end to mimic the Black Canyon course, um, has been really fun to try. So we'll see how it goes.
I love you say to try like you don't know what you signed up for. You're just like, yeah, we'll figure it out. Um, No, I think you are fully capable of blocking out sort of a specific training plan for the course ahead. If you were to talk to yourself back in 2021 as they were, you were preparing for that race with the benefit of hindsight and everything you've learned, is there one piece of advice that you would tell 2021 Shay that would just
And
make life so much easier?
yeah, well, I that was my very first 100K ever, and I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. But I would say just, like, remaining patient in the first half and staying on top of nutrition. Like, those are probably the 2 biggest things. It's super easy to go so fast in the first 50K and burn yourself out.
Absolutely. I'm interested. You talk about this move to Boulder and the access to trails. I also imagine that the community of runners around you is a little bit bigger in Boulder. Just got to make that assumption.
Absolutely.
Have you been able to tap into that at all? Are you running with folks? How has just like that general community and ecosystem changed? And is that helping set you up for this race at all?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, there's a very small contingent of trail runners in Indiana, but, being out in Boulder, I've been running with the trail team, a lot, so it's a group of mostly 20 to 30-year-olds, mostly coming out of college, cross country, collegiate track. So just having people to run with has been absolutely amazing. Super stoked on that.
How would you say having training partners has motivated you? Would you say that it's forced you to run longer or faster? Is it changing your training plan at all? Or because you've been doing this for so long or since you were so young, are you sort of the old head, the mentor, and you're scaling up the trail team athletes?
Well, I would say a lot of the trail team is focused on sub ultra, so I'm still very much doing like a lot of miles alone, especially on my long runs. But just having that community to tap into for everything else, it doesn't even have to be on runs, is definitely monumental. I mean, the saying goes, "A rising tide lifts all boats." So
Mhm.
it's a super supportive community, and everyone is just really, really great human beings.
We'd love to hear that. Talk to me about this the mental side, right? Like especially someone of your age making a move across the country to a new place. How are you feeling? How is that non-running related side been to the
Yeah.
new environment and just living, just adulting?
Yeah, I mean, this is my era of just saying yes to crazy things and, embracing my early 20s. So if that means moving out to Boulder and not having a job at the time, but since then now working 3 jobs, that's how it goes. Making it work and having a blast doing it, so yeah, it's been great.
So obviously, Black Canyon is not the end all be all. I mean, a golden ticket is great and everything, but what about the rest of 2025 has you super excited? Is it just running more miles? Is it being in a new place? Like at the end of 2025, we look back across the year. What will be your barometer for this being a successful year?
I just would love to continue getting more experience racing in competitive fields and super, super excited to be racing at Western States in June. Had my name pulled from the lottery. So I'll be at States this year and yeah, that's what I'm really excited for is the dream race for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, you beat me to my next question, which was going to be around Western states and preparing for that. Do you
Mhm.
see Black Canyon as a sort of a stepping stone to practice things? Do you see Black Canyon as a way to get used to the competitive environment? And just really, how does Black Canyon as a pressure-free, quote unquote, you're not worried about the golden ticket. Without that pressure, how do you see Black Canyon setting you up for a successful Western States?
Yeah, totally. I think mostly just getting in more practice and getting more confident racing in a super deep environment, where there's people are gonna go out super fast at the start, and just getting comfortable with that type of racing strategy is going to be, um, yeah, what I'm most looking forward to and think I'm gonna take away from this.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, hey, listen, we are super excited to follow you along the Black Canyon journey, and then we'll be back again following you at Western States. So, love to be able to just take a deep breath and realize that this is a low pressure situation for you come February 8th. Nope. Hey, listen, enjoy it out there. But before we get there, we have 5 quick mix questions to throw your way. This might be more pressure than the race itself, but you can tell
Okay.
us after the fact. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. Question one. Recognizing you know this course inside and out, what would be or what are potential options for the shoes that you're going to wear at this edition of Black Canyon?
Ooh, undetermined. I know that's a cop out answer, but
Hey,
there's yeah.
weather and circumstances can change between now and then, so I understand.
Yeah.
Um, Question number two: because we need more hype in trail running, what is your walkout song?
Stacy's mom. It stayed the same. I say it every year.
Love that. I was not prepared for that answer, but I wholeheartedly support it.
Yeah, you can't be nervous or sad listening to Stacy's mom. So, yep.
Good. You know what? That is a fantastic rationale that I will take forward. Question number 3. All right, you have an unlimited budget for a month-long training camp. Where are you headed and why?
Oh man. For Black Canyon, well, actually, over the weekend, the trail team just put on a training camp in Moab, and this time of year, it's like the most beautiful trails and course experience that I could have gotten. So I would honestly go back to Moab because it's absolutely amazing.
Sweet. Love that. Number 4, we're turning Black Canyon into a two-person relay. So think three-legged race. Which of your competitors are you tying yourself to?
Oh gosh, I'd have to look at the entrant list again. Been trying to avoid looking.
See, that's peak no pressure. You're just like, I don't even care who's in this race. I'm going and I'm going to be at Western States either
I'm
way.
racing
So,
my own race, yeah. So I don't know. I'm not
all
really
right,
sure.
we'll see who you hang out with most on race day, and we'll come back to this question.
Sounds good.
Uh, and then the last question, again, here on the Mountain Outpost channel, we're going to have the live stream of the race itself. So those of you at home, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell. You'll get notified when we go live on the 8th. Shea, what emoji do you want your supporters to just spam into the live chat to show you love while you're out there on course?
Hmm, um, maybe the octopus. No particular reason, I just like
No
it.
particular reason. Huh. Okay. I, I was going to say something around like the aqua part, but you know what? Just do what feels good.
That was just top of the head. I don't know.
Listen, that's how it's
We'll go
supposed to
with
be.
it.
Well, now everyone knows at home, if you want to show Shea love while we're running along the Black Canyon course, drop that octopus emoji into the live chat. As I mentioned, it's going to be here streaming on the Mountain Outpost channel. So make sure that you follow along on the 8th. Shea, thanks for joining us here on Chasing Gold. Any last words for the viewers at home?
No, thank you for having me on.
No, thanks for joining us. I've been Schuyler Hall, and this has been Chasing Gold. Until next time, see you guys later.